What's up, guys? It is Sophia, aka Sophie, back on Sofia's Football Talk. And for today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a recap of the Champions League quarterfinals, all the games. I've actually watched all the games except for the game against Porto and Chelsea. So we're going to be doing probably a very fast recap over that, as I've only seen highlights of that game, but just to give you guys my thoughts overall and maybe even to who I already think is going to win the entire Champions League trophy. So if you guys are interested, then please consider subscribing to my channel, and let's start the video, shall we? So I've actually been written down some notes on my phone here while I was watching some of the games, at least, and just thoughts I had after the game. So if we're just gonna be focusing a little bit on Porto Chelsea game. I mean, the second leg ended 1-0, wasn't it? It was the game that Porto won, but the thing is that wasn't enough to get through, as Chelsea already won. I think it was 3-0 in the first leg. One goal that did came from the second leg was an amazing bicycle kick by Mehdi Taremi. I think he's an Iranian player. Might be wrong, please correct me. If that is not a strong contender to be goal of the season, then I don't know, because I really thought that was an incredible goal. So at the end of the day, Chelsea are through to the semifinals. Okay, so my thoughts about Chelsea going through. It is whatever, to be honest. I'm like, yeah, they have, switched the manager from Frank Lampard to Thomas Tuchel. Is that how you pronounce his name? I'm sorry, I'm not really the best at pronouncing names, so I apologize. But Tuchel, former PSG manager, has definitely the few games that we've seen, Chelsea seems a lot more stronger, except for the game that they played against West Bromwich. But that's a whole nother story. Regardless, the chances of them winning the Champions League aren't really that strong, but you never know. They might actually be the wild card of the season. You never know. Maybe they get through to the actual final. I'm definitely interested regardless. We're going to be talking a little bit later on who's going to be their contender. Yeah, but let's talk about the PSG and Bayern Munich game and who went through there. So, PSG actually won the first leg of the game, won 3-2, didn't they? Bayern Munich did win that game, the second leg. Bayern only needed one more goal, 2-0, they would have went through. And it was very interesting seeing that we didn't really have like a goal frenzy. But the game was still super entertaining, very exciting. I definitely were watching two of the best teams in the world right now. Lots of chances created by both of the teams. Of course, again, lots of chances missed. Okay, because we would have probably gotten like maybe a 4-3 type of game. Because that could have happened, because there were so many missed shots going on from both sides. Probably more from PSG, to be honest. Over the years, I really personally haven't been a fan of PSG. I think the French league is kind of boring, not really exciting, and PSG as a team has been flopping in the Champions League, except for last season, I would say, when they went all the way to the final, which was definitely very deserving. I mean, it ended 1-0 at the end regardless. And I feel like they definitely had a chance to get revenge on Bayern Munich, which they did. The level from last season to now has been very high from PSG by far. And it was kind of refreshing not having Bayern Munich win again, because he won everything last season. We need somebody else to win. So I won't necessarily be opposed if we do see PSG winning this season. Just do whatever you can to win against City, because that's going to be the next thing we're going to be talking about. Who won against Borussia Dortmund yesterday. A very interesting game. So the first leg, City definitely had an upper hand, as they did win 2-1 against Dortmund at home in Manchester. I personally, as a Man United supporter, I do not want City to win. I don't. We already know they're winning the league. I do not want to see them win the Champions League as well. I don't want that. Sorry. No. Regardless, for the second leg, we did get a goal from Jude Bellingham, which has been amazing. The English youngster, he's only 17 years old, and he became the youngest Englishman to score in a Champions League game. Very impressive and exciting. So we got a goal, and then we, in the second half, did see, because of a handball situation by Emre Can, Riyad Mahrez did indeed score that penalty. Bummed out by that, of course, and after that we did get, of course, what really sealed the deal was Phil Foden's goal, more so later on in the game. City really came on pretty strong in the second half, but in the first half, I felt like Dortmund came to play. They should be proud of themselves because they definitely went in to really try to win the game. It was a little annoying when they did get a goal first, right? And I really wish that they could have kept the momentum a little bit more up, a little bit longer, and to get a second goal, because they only needed one goal to get through. If City didn't score at all, and the goal from Jude Bellingham would have stood by itself, then Dortmund would have gone through by far. It's a bummer, but you know what? It happens. We won't be seeing Dortmund in the Champions League as they will probably not be getting top four at the moment. So, you know, so the likes of Erling Braut Haaland will probably be leaving. I also see Jane Sancho moving on to another club as well, but it either goes down to PSG or City winning. So for me, if City win against PSG and they are through to the finals, then I think City is probably going to take the whole thing. But if PSG win, then I think it's going to be them. So for me, honestly, it goes down to either one of those two teams. Yeah, and let's talk about this last game though, which was Liverpool against Real Madrid. Not really any goals on yesterday. We had a couple of missed chances from both sides, especially from Liverpool. Liverpool probably could have scored like 4, 5, maybe even 6 goals because there were many chances created. Felt like Liverpool came in pretty high. They were pressing, seemed super aggressive in a good way. Especially early on in the game. Real Madrid overall did have an advantage as it did win 3-1 in the first leg. So, of course, they definitely had a very comfortable way into the game, if that makes sense. So, Liverpool was a team that had most to prove. You know, they did win the Champions League 2 years ago. They won Premier League last year. This season, though, has probably been a big fiasco. Not a good season at all. Couldn't keep the title again. And it is what it is. Of course, they've had a lot of injuries this season to key players. So that's definitely one of the reasons to why they haven't been performing that well. I'm never going to be happy about players being injured. Like, I don't wish injury upon anybody. I don't. As a United supporter, I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm not glad that Liverpool is struggling. You know, I don't like Liverpool, never liked them. It is what it is. Maybe this seems weird if I'm gonna choose. Let's say let Liverpool win the Champions League and let City lose. I'd rather have Liverpool winning this season, but they're not gonna do that, of course. But if that was a possibility, then I would rather see Liverpool winning and then City losing because I don't want to see City winning like 4 trophies this season, which is definitely a big possibility. If that happens, it's a wrap for football at the moment. That we're going to talk more about City in another video if any of you guys are interested, but I know my talks are like all over the place. So as you guys know, Liverpool did not get through. Real Madrid will be meeting Chelsea, so those two, and then we're going to be seeing PSG against City. So we have 2 English teams. Interesting. Will we see another final with 2 English teams like we did with the Tottenham and Liverpool 2 years ago? I don't know. Hopefully not. I really would like to see PSG against Real Madrid. I think that could be a very nice game. But you never know though. Chelsea might surprise because I don't feel like Real Madrid is as lethal. I mean, Real Madrid used to own this competition. Remember that when they won 3 years in a row with my favorite player, Cristiano Ronaldo? Are we going to see that again? Are we going to be seeing teams be winning Champions League several years in a row? I don't know if we're going to be seeing that. That Real Madrid team was so much more different than the Real Madrid team we're seeing right now. And then I would have maybe assumed that Bayern Munich would be able to do it, but of course they also be having injuries. Maybe the game would have been completely different if Lewandowski would have played. I really wish that he could have, but of course he had this injury. I overall want, from all the teams that is playing right now, I rather want PSG to win. Like, we have seen Real Madrid win so many times. Like, if I'm gonna choose, I just don't want City to win. All the other ones can win. I just don't want City to win. But preferably, I rather want to see PSG win. The whole PSG team seems very strong. Okay, so this video was probably like all over the place, but hopefully you guys understood my thoughts overall. It was just like a recap of the games, my thoughts. It's not like I'm like analyzing the game at the fullest. That's not necessarily what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to share my thoughts as I do love football. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then please make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, comment down below. What are your thoughts about this quarterfinal frenzy? Do you have any favorites? Which team do you think is gonna go through and win the whole entire Champions League? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Write it down in the comment section. Make sure that you subscribe and click on that bell button so that you'll be notified whenever I do post a new video. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace and love. Bye, y'all.